You're listening to Business Talk Radio, where we take business to the next level.
Rapping with Dr. Jacalyn connects you with experts from all over the world to help you take charge of your career, your business, and your life. Rap along with us. Visit drjacalyn.com to learn how to become a guest or a sponsor. And now, the doctor is in.
Hello and welcome back. You are watching Rapping with Dr. Jacalyn presents an audience with celebrity psychic Gemma. Wow, isn't this exciting? This is a favorite show of mine. I am your host, executive producer, director, and broadcast engineer, Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck. This show is all about authenticity. My co-host is celebrity psychic medium Gemma, and she has no idea if we have any guests, if we do have guests, who they are, and so it's all a surprise, so it's complete authenticity. Let's bring her on. Hi, Gemma. You're on mute.
Hi, Dr. Jacalyn. It's lovely to see you.
So nice to see you. So just remind our audience, where are you joining us from?
I'm from in the UK, and it's lovely and sunny at the moment, so we're smiling. It's lovely.
Well, you have a glow about you. You look very happy.
Thank you. I think it's the sunshine and it's the energies at the moment. The energies have aligned absolutely beautifully. There's a lot coming in, and it's quite exciting times.
I'm glad to hear it. And I want to get a little bit into your background, and just to have you confirm that you have no idea if we have any guests or who they are. Is that correct?
That's correct. I have no idea. This is the first time I've properly spoken to you this week, and I have no idea because no one has contacted me saying that they're going to be on the show.
Fabulous. I love when people follow the rules. Yay. So, Gemma, why don't you give us a little bit of insight into when you realized that you had this incredible gift of helping others?
Okay, so when I was a little girl at before school time, really, before I was at school, I knew because I could feel things from when people came to see the family. I could hear my hamster talking. I could see people that no one else could see. And it was just so interesting, and I could feel things. So, like, I remember one memory of my mum and dad, and I remember walking past someone in the street, and I just burst out crying. And my mum and dad's like, "What's wrong? What's wrong, Gemma?" And I'm saying to them, it's not my energy, it's not my emotions, it's not my tears. And my mum was like, "What do you mean? What do you mean?" And I'm like, "It's not my sadness." And I was so upset. And since then, it's been to the point of at school, I knew things with other children, teachers. I would just say random things, and they used to think I was weird because I would say things and they'd come true. So ever since then, it's kind of been a part of my life. But to be honest with you, I suppose I take it for granted in a way because it's just in everyday things I do. So when I'm driving to work, I might get a message from my guide. Coming home, when I'm at work, I might get a message. In day-to-day life. So I feel very grateful that I've never felt alone with that. So it's been incredible.
That is definitely incredible. We touched on this a little bit last week, but I'd like to delve just a little bit more into it. So I would imagine that when you realize you have these incredible talents, you hear your hamster talking, that some people might be like, oh, okay, this person is really out there. I want to stay away from her. Did you ever have that experience?
Yes, I did. To the point where I never had friends when I was younger. I was always treated as an outsider at school, in classes. Even some of my extended family said that I was weird, I was strange, I was odd. And it was a really sad time, actually, because I just felt like I didn't fit in. I didn't know my place. Even though I always knew things would be okay, I would find my tribe, as it were. And even to the point of up until I remember 16, 17, everyone was going to the school prom and I never got to go because of the bullying. I didn't go in the end. So it did happen. Even now, though, people seem a bit nervous of me at times. There's more acceptance with it. but people do seem more nervous, and they're like, oh, that's a bit odd, or that's a bit strange. If I explain that their dog's saying so and so, or their hamster or cat or horse is explaining something, they find it a bit strange that I can talk to people and animals, because they say that you can normally do one or the other, if that makes sense.
It definitely makes sense. I'm wondering if it could also be that maybe they're afraid that you see something in them that others don't see, or they don't want people to see, that you can read their mind or read their character.
I've had that a few times when someone's been lying and I can tell, and my guide Run and Wolf will tell me, or he'll show me, and then they get really nervous around me. But the thing is, people think I'm reading their minds all the time, and I'm not. I'm honestly not. It's so much energy, but it's good for me. It's good because I can connect with others, but also I find that they find it unnerving. So it's kind of cool in some ways that you can shock people with it. So it's quite exciting and quite interesting, apart from when spirit tell you about surprises that are happening and you know the surprise before it happens. It's like, oh, so.
We do have a Facebook user comment, which is very nice. We don't know who you are unless you want to type in your name and give us permission, but thank you for watching. Gemma, I just wondered, before we go to a break, how did all of that affect you? That bullying, that people maybe talking about you, staying away from you, being afraid to engage with you. How did that affect you personally?
I never had confidence when I was younger. I used to keep myself to myself. I used to literally be like in the corner, quiet. And I always wanted, all I ever dreamed of is to be accepted and to be understood and to be seen for who I was. And I can honestly say, for what's happened then, a lot of the people that were odd towards me or thought I was strange, now they all are like supporters, friends, followers, and it's incredible. Like from then, I think it's kept me humble now, and it's kept me being honest and not having the ego come in, if that makes sense. I'm very grateful for where I am and what I have, and for the fact of being able to show people who I am. And now it seems everyone wants to be my friend. So it's like really, really nice as well.
I was going to say, I imagine now everybody wants to know you. Everybody wants to have a reading. Everybody wants to keep you near, like as their personal advisor. So this comment, great chat. And then we have another one. What do pets think of their owners? From the lovely Daphne DeLucci. And Daphne was here last week, if you recall.
I do. She's such a lovely energy. So each pet, it depends really. Some pets, like if their owners are rushing around and they're like, right, come on, we need to do this and we need to go here, we need to get this done. And the pet's like, whoa, slow down, give me a chance, give me a chance. And other pets like the relaxation. Other pets want their owners to find love. Other pets want their owners to be able to let go of stress. So they all have something different, but it will be very personal to that person. So for instance, one pet told me about her dad, which was the husband. He was having a ring made for the her mum, which is the wife, humans as it were, and she was so excited, and she told me, and I just kind of blurted it out in the reading because the wife thought he was having an affair and he wasn't, and the pet told me this, and I was like, oh. And he actually said afterwards, he said, how did you know that? Only the dog knew. So it's really nice that they see the real personal side and they see the ups and downs, and they really want to emotionally and energy wise support the owners. They care so much. I mean, pets, they love being a part of our life. They love being treated with that respect, though, knowing that they have their own thoughts, feelings, they care, they grieve, things like that. So it's, for me, when I'm talking to them, I feel that it's important that they're heard.
Well, that's wonderful. Thank you. We're going to go to a break, and this break, I just love playing this clip because it makes me feel so good. And I think when we're all interested in health awareness and getting back together and just feeling good in this world, I think this number actually does it. So this is brought to us by Licorice Dragon Records, and we're going to hear from ILO, I-L-O, who is a UK performer. Her music, Heroes in Disguise, is available over on iTunes. And when we come back, we will have a guest who will be meeting with Gemma. All right, here we go. Stay with us.
Picture this, a life where you can leave your pain, a life where you can start again somehow. Picture this, a vision that can change a prayer, happy heart that's always there in the now. So don't be afraid of fear. You know, as long as we're still here, we can be anything larger than life. Rise up from the ground. We can fall down over 10,000 times, then turn it all right back around. We never imagine how good life can be, but inside you and me we can see past these ghosts in the mirror. We're heroes in disguise. Heroes in disguise. Picture this, losing everything you got, never having had a lot, but holding on and on and on. Don't be afraid to dream, 'cause we are so much closer than it seems. We can be anything larger than life. Rise up from the ground. We can fall down over 10,000 times, then turn it all right back around. We never imagine how good life can be, but inside you and me we can see past these ghosts in the mirror. We can be anything larger than life. Rise up from the ground. We can fall down over 10,000 times, then turn it all right back around. We never imagine how good life can be, but inside you and me we can see past these ghosts in the mirror. Heroes in disguise. Heroes in disguise. Heroes in disguise. Heroes in disguise. Oh. Ladies and gentlemen, here it is, the most listened to radio show on the planet. Even the other stations are tuned in too.
You're listening to Business Talk Radio, where we take business to the next level.
Welcome back. That was ILO, Heroes in Disguise. You can find her music over on iTunes. And by the way, I act the whole thing out. I'm like, you can be the whole thing. I just love that song. We're here with celebrity psychic medium Gemma, and we were getting a little bit of background about how and when she realized she had this incredible talent, how people received it. And I just want to quickly segue to the fact that backstage you told me that you've had some incredible good news from two people that you did a reading for. Can you elaborate on that?
Yes, of course. So I read for a lovely gentleman this week, and he asked me to complete a reading for him, and I connected with his lovely wife. And he said that after a year of her passing, he really felt the connection. He felt that she came through as she would. And he said that he's never seen a light worker work how I do, with so many beings and so much energy around me. So I thought that was brilliant. And another lady who I've read for this week had been having quite a tough time, and I'd predicted to her, I said that there'll be a big job coming up within like film work, TV. And I said to her to keep an eye out. And she said, are you sure? Do you think? Because it had been a very difficult time. And I read for her, say Monday, Tuesday, and she messaged me yesterday and said, by the way, I've got this job. And it was literally, wow, out of the blue. So she's over the moon and absolutely pleased as anything. So I'm really pleased for her, because it looked like everything was going in the wrong direction. And I explained to her it wasn't, and I'm so pleased for her. So it's been a brilliant week so far.
Well, we're happy for you, and we're happy for them. That's fantastic. We do have a question, and I just want to let people know, if you are watching on Facebook in one of our private groups, there's somewhere that you actually have to give permission for StreamYard to be able to get your name from Facebook. So that's why we don't see your name. But this is from Daphne, and I think she meant, how can we choose pets that will be a good match? Is that possible?
I've always said that we don't choose the pets, they choose us. So I always feel that we are chosen by them. So I would say to open your energy, open yourself up, allow yourself to connect and to see and feel where you connect and which is best for you, because it can really surprise you sometimes. I mean, at the moment, I'm nursing a wood pigeon chick, and I've had him since he was 2 days old. He'd fallen out of a nest. And he knows when I'm near. As soon as he feels my energy, he starts talking. He'll sit with me. He responds to me, and they just connect with you. I feel that I've always said, though, and Spirit have always explained to me, that we're kind of chosen by our pets, not that we don't choose them, if that makes sense.
It definitely does. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, we also have another comment. I'm a psychic medium, but reading myself isn't always easy. I love what you see about the direction of my career. Judith Walls. How about that? Thank you for watching, Judith.
So I feel like creative writing should be being stepped forward for her to bring things together. And I feel that will open new doorways. With the reading ourselves, I've always found with anyone, it's when you're working with spirit solely, it's incredibly hard to be able to read for yourselves. I only tend to get messages if my guides bring them through and they say that it really needs speaking about at that moment. But apart from that, to be honest with you, I get a feeling and I'm aware of it and they show me, but it's not often for myself. It's, I'd say 99% of the time for everyone else. So with this lady, I feel that creative writing is important to be able to take things forward to open the next doorway.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you, Judith, for watching and engaging. All right, I'm going to bring our guest on, and I just want to let our guests know that please do not say anything unless Gemma asks you to say something. So I just want you to pop onto the screen and just do what you're told, basically. So let's welcome our guest.
What a lovely energy. Very creative, old soul, lovely man. I love your energy straight away. I know I don't know you, and apologies to say that. Could you just say hi?
Hello.
Thank you. So I've got a gentleman that comes forward. He's put in lung pain on the front and the back. He's showing me about being very creative. He talks about liking the garden to look as it is. He said he liked it in order. He's also talking about with you, bringing the family together. You care so much. You're incredibly creative. I hear music as well. I keep hearing music. So that comes in and floats in. I also feel you like to sit and observe. You don't like people to push you, and you don't like people to intrude. The other gentleman that comes forward, he talks about some sort of engineering, creating something, making something, and bringing it forward. Would that make sense if I explained it like that? Okay. Thank you. It's right. The head nod's perfect. Just so I know if they're right on their energy. He's also talking about the lady who used to create things. They're talking about you being a young lad, being into a lot of different things. They're talking about your thirst for knowledge, your creativity, and you've always felt like the young man inside. They say you never refer to yourself as older or old because you're still young in your mind. You've got a wicked sense of humor. You like to have fun, but you don't like people that break trust or take, because as you see things, we all give to help each other, but we all look out for each other. We don't push each other away to help ourselves, if that makes sense. That's how he's describing it. He also talks about the really gentle natured lady. She comes through and she lifts you up, and I feel like there's not just you, there should be others around you. And I can hear singing again. So I feel like music should be important within the family. I don't know why, but I can see it being written and sung, and I can hear it. I also see a camera and pictures being taken. So I feel like photography, there should be a vein through the family of that. And I'm also seeing paintings being created. I feel like you like to have a nice drink now and again, but you're more sociable with people. And they're saying that you don't like being alone, even though this is where it contradicts itself. You do like time out to be able to just go, ah. And there's a small dog that comes in around you, and it's almost like he checks in on you, but I feel that he's from before. I feel from when he's from when you were a younger man. And they're saying that wasn't long ago, but when you were a younger man, he connects in, and I feel like he connects into the family circle. I also want to talk about you out walking. I also want to talk about you get frustrated as well. Running Wolf's just brought in, he said there's things you've been trying to do and it doesn't always go to plan, and it's frustrating to you because you can see the destination of where you want to get to, but you can't always see how to get there. It's almost like a puzzle piece is missing at the time. So he's talking about that, and he's talking about the gentleman who liked the old cars. I can see and hear the old cars, and the smell is incredible. It's not like our fuel of today. And I also see the gentleman who's very dapper, dressed very smartly. I want to say he was a smoker because I can smell the smoke, but he has his hair over, he's got like a moustache, and he's quite dashing. But I feel that you're of the same cloth. That's how they're saying it, because they're saying when you're still handsome now, they're saying, but when you were younger, you were incredibly dashing, but you had a twinkle in your eye, which you've still got. And you always make those around you in the circle feel incredibly special, because if you see other people happy, you're happy. And they're saying you've got an incredible energy, but they're saying at times, so something like this you're curious about, but I don't feel that there's been too much delving into it, if that makes sense. I feel like you've kind of scraped the surface with it. Just to let you know, the lady that comes through, she's got a little gold cross. So I feel that there would be a religion with her as well, because she's asking me to acknowledge it. All right. But she's old energy. She feels like she's been gone a little while now because time has passed. Anything else, guys? This is very personal, but not for you, but for a family member that's passed. They're talking about the gentleman who had the prostate issues and the ongoing stomach issues before he passed away. They're asking me to be very specific, because they're saying it's like the prostate wasn't known to be the main issue. It's like it hadn't been diagnosed properly before he passed, and they're just asking me to acknowledge it. But he feels like he's 1-2 generations above, because they're going 1-2. So hopefully that makes sense. Also, there's been bowel issues as well, which they're talking about within the family, up and down, but that feels like it should have settled now. Hopefully that all makes sense.
Is he allowed to speak now or no?
He can. Sorry, I'm so sorry. It's just that if you speak, like when they come through, it's good when you first speak because I get the link, but then I don't want you to feed the medium, as it were, if that makes sense. That's why I always say after. But yeah, you're free to talk now. Running Wolf stepped back. And just to show you, I've got no earpieces in, just so you can see for the clarity. All right?
Yeah, fully understood.
Yes.
One thing you talked about old cars and aromas. We were stationed in the UK for 4 years, and my father was career military, and we bought a Jaguar Mark 9 an old big car, and my father was tall, and the aroma of that leather in that Jaguar, I've they're not that special anymore. But for 20 years thereafter, you knew you were in a Jaguar because of the
Yeah.
smell of the leather.
Did all the other bits make sense? What they were talking about?
Yeah, I don't know about the prostate. The gentleman that's passed the prostate. My father passed, but he had a stroke. And oh, you did talk about he was a smoker. He was a heavy smoker, and that I saw some references to my father. Yes.
Okay. I was going to say, because the energy I felt is like he stepped straight forward, but if he'd have met me in life, he'd have been polite, but he'd have been a bit like, okay, what is this? What's this happening then? And he wouldn't have been too sure on it, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he's incredibly, there's a real pride with him, though, a pride in him and a pride in you. There was a stiff upper lip, that's what I want to say. He kept his emotions in, but you knew you were loved, but he wouldn't go and tell everyone if he was having a hard time. He was very proud.
Yeah, funny you should say that. He was career military and Second World War, but it took somebody else telling me when I was working as a checker at a grocery store, when he came to pick me up, they said, he really is proud of you.
Yeah.
He would never tell me that.
No.
But it showed to others. Others saw it.
Definitely. He's saying to me, when you looked in his eyes, you knew he was proud of you. But he kind of puffs himself up a bit, like that whole pride, and he liked to be smart as well. He's telling me, I like to always be smart and tidy, and he hated it. He's saying nearer the end, when he'd become unwell, that he couldn't always have his hair tidy and be always tidy because he liked to be smart and tidy. And he's saying to me that it got difficult with that. He's also saying about that people don't realize the moment when you sit there and you listen. He says even from a young age, he knew that you would go far because you knew so much and he knew you'd be okay. But he says you've always been in yourself, you like to be what I would call dapper. You like to be smart. How you present yourself is how people will remember you and how they'll see you. And he says that stuck with you. And he says, I'm incredibly proud of that. He says the lessons that were there, but it feels like it was in speaking, but you've taken it with you through the years of your life. And he's proud of that. He's incredibly proud of that. But he says we never were soft in the sense of being soft, because he says if you're too soft, how can you overcome obstacles? So it feels like he taught you to, if you fell down, to get back up, dust yourself off and to move forward, but not to stay in that space.
One of the lessons he taught me, I went to a Jesuit boarding school in Old Windsor, and after the first year, he told me, you're about to throw something away, because I was a proud American among all the Brits, and they were about ready to throw me out. And he said, you've got one more chance.
Yeah.
So I went back the second year and became subservient. I became a Brit rather than a Yank. And it saved me, and the Brits are some of my best friends. I love England. I love the Brits,
That's good, because he talks about your stubbornness. He says your stubbornness and independence, and he says, I don't know where he got that from though, and he's smart. So I feel that he thinks you're a chip off of the old block with the stubbornness and the determination and doing it yourself.
Yeah, I'm watching Jacalyn smile because she knows we've known each other for a few months, and she's seen some of the. Jacalyn, please comment.
I was shaking my head. I was trying not to do it out loud, but from what I know of Hyatt, I won't say we know who he is now. I was just going to show his banner actually.
It's all right. I've already read for him. It's fine now.
Yes. So his name is Hyatt Ives, but there are a lot of things that you said that were definitely spot on with him. So I think, I don't know about the family members and whatnot, but just as I know Hyatt, I thought that was a really good reading. We have to take some comments that we have. So the Judith Waltz wrote back about what you said to her. That's exactly right. Thank you for that specific validation. And then we have someone else who would like a reading. So we're going to take a break and we're going to come back. And we have another guest, actually, who is backstage. So we will be right back. Stay with us. We will try to answer all of your comments and get our guest out here right after this break. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Jacalyn Kerbeck, and I'm the author of this book, The World's First Tooth Fairy Ever.
Reading is magic. Studies have shown that reading to your children lays the foundation for greater success in life. Reading helps develop language and vocabulary skills. It helps improve memory, and it encourages curiosity and inspires creativity. The benefits are immeasurable, and as a parent, you'll benefit too. In only 10 or 15 minutes a day, you'll be creating warm memories and a bonding experience that will last for years to come. So take time to read to your children. Read them books about things that engage and interest them. Tales of fairies and magic fascinate children, and as everyone knows, the Tooth Fairy is at the top of the list. If your child loves magic, wands, adventure, and what child doesn't, you'll love reading them books from the trademarked series, The World's First Tooth Fairy Ever. Follow along as Bella, the world's first tooth fairy, accidentally starts the tooth fairy tradition. Learn the tricks of being a professional tooth fairy in the book, Bella Starts a Tooth Fairy School. Your child's imagination will soar as you read the adventures of Bella and her magic wand. These wonderful books are available at worldsfirsttoothfairy.com. and at Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and Walmart.
Ladies and gentlemen, here it is, the most listened to radio show on the planet. Even the other stations are tuned in too.
You're listening to Business Talk Radio, where we take business to the next level.
Welcome back. You are still watching Rapping with Dr. Jacalyn Presents, an audience with celebrity psychic medium Gemma. And we are running a little bit behind, so I want to bring out our next guest. We do have a question that I would like you to answer when we come back. So let's bring out our guest. And guests, please remember not to say a word.
Hi there. All I ask is, could you say hi, please?
Hello.
Hi. So, first off, Runner Wolf says he feels that the past has been quite heavy, been quite hard, but you've risen quite high and you've got to a really good space where things should be clicking into place, and it feels quite exciting. It feels like everything's starting to build where it should be going. I feel like you're very family orientated. I feel like your friends are important to you. I feel like you're very aware, though. You're very aware of what's around you. You're very aware of where you want to be going to. I do find, though, that you're very busy hitting. Who's the gentleman? Okay, I've got a gentleman coming through as well, who's making me quite breathless. So I'll just tell you the message and then I'll see if he can talk for me. So I feel that you've got a lot of projects going on at one point, and you don't like to say no to people, but at times you do like your own time to go to nature, to go for a walk, to have time out, to spend time just as you. I've got to talk about the lady and the gentleman. The lady stood silently, but the gentleman's making me very breathless. He's imprinting on me. It's almost like there's some sort of breathing issues. When he's trying to talk, I feel like my breath is really tight. He's asking me to talk to you. He's asking me to say about your creativity. There should be writing with you. He's talking about writing. He's talking about reading. He's talking about listening. He's talking about you talking to people. But he says that direction. It's almost like you're on a turntable and you're facing this way and you're spinning round to turn the other way now. You're like, right, this is the direction I'm going to go, and this is how I want to open it up. He also talks about, he says you should be an author. I don't know why, but he's saying you should be an author. You should be the author, okay? He's also talking about you wanting to bring more people together, helping more people. He says, it's almost like he's just sat there and he says at times you just go, and you've got this calm approach. But if someone was really in need, it could be business, it could be life, it could be just a problem there, they'll be able to sit down with you and you'd be able to break it down and you'd be able to help them. He says you're a natural life coach. You always have been. He says you've always had a heart of gold. You've never always known how special your energy is, but he says you're seeing that now. He says, and you are knowing that you are valued, you are loved, you are understood, you are seen, and you are lifted up. And he says it's taken a time, but you've got there now. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. So this is good. That's good. Yes, it's good. It's fine. He's saying at times, this is going to sound really cheeky, but he says you're a bit ditzy at times. You try to plan things and it goes wrong, and he's laughing. He says it's all right though, because you help other people to laugh and smile with it. I don't feel that love is always easy for you. I feel that you kept guarded, but also I don't feel that you always feel that you're understood and you're heard. And that's how he's asking me to say it. He says you do have to speak up more. You do have to be listened to, because what you've got to say is an old knowledge that people would actually appreciate and grow from. And that's where he's asking me to zip it. He's going, right, that's it. He says, because it'll get too personal and she doesn't want personal everywhere. And he says it as like that. Does that make sense? Okay. That was a zippy one. Sorry, Dr. Jacalyn.
Any feedback from SF?
I got chills when you were reading. Yeah.
That's good.
Spot on.
I started getting tears.
Yeah, I got tears too. Yeah.
She's so lovely. Do you know, he says she's so lovely, but she's had a rough time. But you're so proud. You wouldn't tell people. You keep going. And even to the point, well, I don't want to sound rude. I would know. If I met you in person, I would know, because I'd feel your energy. But if I said to you, how are you? Are you okay? And you were like, yeah, I'm fine. And you're smiling. But I'd feel the sadness behind it. And he says you're very good at telling people what they need to hear so they don't ask too many questions. Does that make sense? Okay.
Very much so.
You are a beautiful soul. He's saying you really need to know you are a beautiful soul, because you don't give yourself the credit you should be. All right?
Thank you, Gemma.
You're welcome. You're most welcome. That's a zippy one, Dr. Jacalyn, but he was very like, done. He was on it.
I may say I think it was spot on. Spot on.
It was spot
on. SF, is it okay if I run your banner?
Yes. Of course.
Da-da-da! SF is really Lori Mendelson, and she is a coach. What do you think about that? And you said about the writings, and she does profiles for people, dating profiles, and it's interesting. So that was fantastic.
Actually, Gemma, my brother is a published writer and very well known. So it isn't me, but it is through my family.
Brilliant. I was going to say, because when they bring things through, I never know at the time, but it might not be for you. It might be around your circle, but I never say, because I don't always assume, because I know that it should make sense how it comes across.
Yes.
But I'm always nervous, because like when I'm relaying what they're saying and I'm sat here and I'm like, are you sure you're right? Are you sure you're right? Are you sure this is how it is? And they're like, yep, just say it. And it's so nice to hear that confirmation that what they're saying, that I'm listening right and I'm hearing what I should be hearing. So it's good.
Yes. Thank you. Do I ask one question, or do we need to leave?
No.
So if I can just share this, I'm going to bring back our first guest, and then we have a question from an audience member that I want to make sure we get to. So I'll bring back our first guest, and then Lori, let's hear your question.
Thank you.
Go ahead, Lori.
Gemma, I live with 2 pets.
Yeah.
I was wondering if there's anything that you're hearing through them or with them to me that I need to hear.
I feel like they're saying you need to take time, because I feel like there's some sort of stress level with them, but I can't put my finger on it, if I'm honest. But it could be because my guides are still very much around your energy, not around theirs. But they're saying all I hear clearly is stress levels, and also, is the kidney issues been discussed?
I have a kidney issue.
Okay, because that's what I'm being told about, the kidney issue. Has it been discussed? And I feel like you feel they pester you sometimes because they come and sit right by you, or they're on you. Just take it. They're trying to energy exchange with you. They're trying to boost you up, chakric energy. But it's almost like it fusses you sometimes, because you're like, you like it, but you'll be trying to do something, or you'll be in the middle of something. And Running Wolf says it's fine. They're just trying to energy transfer. They're trying to boost you up, help you out a bit.
Thank you, Gemma. It's funny because Jacalyn and I do the dating show together, and I always have my dog next to me, and my arm is, and he's like, we call him the co-host.
So funny. Okay, Gemma, how do you feel about answering an audience question?
Yeah, go for it. I don't mind at all.
Okay, so this is, I guess it's Garrett and Carla. I've been going through a lot. My health has been bad. My job's stressing me out. Can I please get a reading to see what I need to do, please?
Okay, I feel like first off, self-confidence needs to come forward. I'm also shown about letting the ties to the past go so that she can see the focus of where they're going to. Also, I feel like the change of job should be coming in, because I feel like there's more responsibility coming into it. I feel like health is mental and physical health through stress levels. That's how I'm being shown it. I do feel, though, the space of the house, it just feels like the whole space at the moment is wrong. It needs shaking up. It's almost like me shaking up some puzzle pieces and putting them back down into place. I feel that it needs looking at, but I feel like it needs to be out of their head and put onto paper so that it can be clearly seen the direction in which they're trying to go to, because I feel like they're wanting to go in one direction but they're actually going in another, so it's confusing the whole situation. So hopefully that makes sense.
Yes, I didn't want to interrupt you.
That's
okay.
it.
That's all right. Thank you very much. Before we say goodbye, I just wanted Hyatt and Lori for you guys to meet each other. Hyatt and I we work together on A Better You, and Lori and I are on It's All About Dating. So I love when friends connect. So very nice. Okay. Hyatt or Lori, anything you guys would like to say? I'm going to put up your banner, but Hyatt, if you would just tell people what it is that you do and how they can reach you.
I'm a business communications expert. You can reach me at Hyatt, which is HIETT at HIETTIVES.com, Hyatt at HyattIves.com, or you can reach me on LinkedIn, and I do business to business marketing.
Fantastic. Thank you. Sorry, it took me a little while to get to the banner. Okay. Lori, what about the services you offer and how people can reach out to you?
I am a dating coach and a matchmaker. My company is called Smart Funny Single, so it's smartfunnysingle.com, and I would love to help you with your love life. Thank you, Jacalyn.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. All right, Hyatt and Lori, I'll see you guys later. Thanks for being here.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Gemma, I have to say, with what I know about both of them, that was on the money, on the mark, so to speak. So that was amazing. How do you feel?
Oh, fantastic. Like I was saying earlier, the energies are incredible this week, and we've got the Cyrus Gateway opening, so there's lots of change, abundance, letting go, clearing of energy, so it's quite an exciting time. But to be able to connect with them, I just love the fact that I've never met them, and my guides can tell me so much about them. It's like I've known them, if that makes sense. So it's brilliant.
It's actually incredible to watch. I was thinking of putting myself backstage, but I like to watch and feel the energy, because I just watch. I'm exhausted watching you. I don't know how you do it, but and I felt very emotional myself just listening because of what I know about them. So
that's it. It's hard sometimes, because some of the readings, when you're connecting, the emotions are so strong, so you kind of have to step back from it to be able to get the message. Otherwise, it can be overwhelming.
Yes, for sure. Gemma, I'm going to spotlight you. How can people reach out to you? How can they hire you for readings?
Okay, so I'm on Instagram as Wolf Spirit Psychic, and a lot of people normally message me there. And I'm also on Clubhouse as Gemma Stacey Wolf Spirit Psychic. And again, you can come into my rooms. I do regular reading rooms, I do regular manifestation rooms, and general talks. So either of these you can connect with me. Instagram is probably the best because of the messenger facility. And you would be able to book me for a reading or connect or guidance, whichever you feel you need at that time.
Fantastic. I found the banner. Sorry. Just so folks know, there are 50 banners and I have to scroll through all of them to find the right one. So on the banner for people watching on or listening on the radio, I'm sorry, it's Gemma Stacey, Wolf Spirit Psychic and Animal Psychic Communicator. She's on Facebook, Clubhouse. It's at Gemma Stacey, at Spiritualist Gem Instagram, and then Wolf Spirit Psychic.
Yeah, and also everything I raise goes to local charities, and I run a ferret rescue, so that's what it goes to supporting as well.
Fantastic. All right. Thank you for being here, Gemma. We'll look forward to seeing you next week. This is a show we're going to have every week, folks. So all you have to do is go over to drjacalyn.com and you can book your session for a reading with celebrity psychic medium Gemma. Right there, you'll see a picture of her. You just click on that and then sign up. But may I just remind you that you may not contact her. If you do, you're automatically canceled, and you may not post on social media before the show. So thank you again, Gemma.
You're welcome. It's been another absolute pleasure, and thank you for having me again. And I look forward to next week.
Well done. Take care of yourself.
And you, take care. Bye.
Thank you. Bye. And we have the business show with Al Cini coming up in a few minutes, 12 minutes. And then after that, we have A Better You, lessons from the best coaches, consultants, and trusted advisors. And after that, In the Name of Love. So we have 3 more shows. We hope you'll stay with us. Thank you to Hyatt. Thank you to Lori. And thank you to Gemma. See you again soon. Bye.